Awesome, cool. This is God of War, and we do this on Mortal, and we use the Tycoonius costume, and I'll explain it in the next cutscene. But it's a go on go. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
The gods of Olympus have abandoned me.
So this is God of War. I'm sure a lot of you probably have played this. It's one of my favorite games of all time. And we have to sit through this cutscene every time we reset,
Now
so...
there is no hope.
And Kratos cast himself from the
So
highest
resets are kind of a
mountain in
pain.
all of
Sorry.
Greece. After 10 years of suffering, 10 years
Yeah, the new God of War is
endless
gonna look cool.
nightmares,
I think it's going to be good. A lot of people doubt it, but I think it's going to be good.
Death would be
And my
his
name
escape
is
from
Ragnell56. I speedrun this series a lot. I have a time in 5 out of the 6 main series games.
But it had not always been
And
this way.
yeah, it's a fun series. It's a fun speed game too. A lot of tricks too.
Kratos had once been a champion of the gods.
In this beginning part, it's just a fight. All you gotta do is just kill everything to open the gate.
I will send you back to the depths of Hades.
And we use the Tycoonius costume because it gives me 4 times the red orbs. And red orbs are necessary for this route. So just killing these as quickly as possible. That's all I gotta do. Keeping them killing them 2 at a time is usually recommended. Yeah, 6 God of War games. And here, I try my best to just throw these guys so they don't interrupt me opening this gate. But sometimes they'll hit me. It's common. And then the first boss right here is the Hydra. I try to damage him while he's spawning so I can do this. Send him straight to his circle state. We're not going to do the circle state because it's too slow. So we just over damage him. Send him out of here.
Stay away from me.
You open this chest because red orbs are extremely valuable from the beginning. And now we're coming up on the skip that's so heavy in RNG it kills a lot of runs. I hope it's nice to meet it during this run. There's no guarantees. What we do here is we trick one of the harpies to going up to the upper banister. And once he's up there, I can grab him through the... Wow, he actually got good. So I grab him from above the banister, and it clips me across, and it skips the second Hydra's fight. It's very vital for a run, because fighting the second Hydra is really slow. You get this cutscene? You have to watch this.
It's you.
After this, there's another. It's like almost a frame perfect skip coming up. This one's tough. If I get it first try, I'll be surprised.
But you're too late. We're pinned down.
But the RNG heavy aspect of the beginning of the run is over, so it's not too bad. I can just restart these skips aren't easy coming up. They're one of the hardest in the actual game, but I can just retry them, so it's no big deal. Normally you need to push a box here to get enough height to get up here, but if you use a glitch just jump, you can reach the top. Come on, please. Please. Oh my god, please. There we go. Not bad. This next jump is very... You have to land on a small collision on the outside of the ship so you can jump into the door and skip the third Hydra fight. And this also skips Poseidon's Rage, but we manage. It happens. Dying happens. Because this collision is very tiny. You just gotta hit it at the right spot. These guys are very annoying. They love to block your way on the way up the rope. We skipped a huge chunk of the game on that trick. But I think in total it saves about 8 minutes. Hey, it's not a bad beginning of the run though. Can't argue. This is actually pretty decent. So we get a bunch of these cutscenes are mostly unskippable. We try to get around them through going around their trigger, but this teleports you to a new map, so you have to do it. You have to.
A reminder of his own past, a past he could never escape.
But how's chat doing? How you guys doing? You guys doing good? You guys having fun? How are the runs?
His only solace was the sea.
Yeah, he takes off his suit during the cutscenes. And the reason why, again, I'm using that suit is because it gives 4 times the orbs, and I need orbs. Like, I desperately need orbs to do tricks. And leveling up and pouring red orbs into different things is all timed with loading triggers. Like, when the game is actually loading, I use that time to increase my weapons. So I can, So it's like it's a certain. There's like 5 instances where I go to the menu and increase my stuff in the beginning of the game.
When will you relieve me?
It all has to coincide with loading triggers. It's all using your time wisely.
Final task of you, Kratos. Your
There are some
greatest
orbs right there.
challenge
Yeah.
awaits in Athens, where even now
And for anybody who's never seen this, I'm about to do a crazy glitch that seems a little overwhelming. But it's called Swim Glitch, and basically I can swim in the air. And we're gonna swim through Athens, because we don't have time to do Athens the normal way.
That is why it must be you, Kratos. Only a mortal trained by a god has a chance at defeating Ares.
And if I am able to do this, to kill a god, then the visions,
It will end?
they will end?
Complete this final task, and the past that consumes you will be forgiven. Have faith, Kratos. The gods do not forget those who come to their aid.
Oh, and this is one of the only games where you have to do it, but we have to do the sex minigame. I'm sure you guys are gonna be like, no, we have to do the sex minigame. I don't want to do that, but we have to. I'm sorry, we have to do the sex minigame because it gives a ton of orbs. We need these orbs. We need them. Cow costume's good, but it's not utilized in the run. We don't need infinite magic. I'll explain why in a little bit when we get to the skip. Yes, we have to do this. Now we get level 2 blades here, because it allows us to do a bunch of skips. It expands our combo list and makes jumps a little bit better.
Let the rage of the gods drive your blades, Kratos.
And also gives us our quickest ground movement of the game, which is this charge. This roll charge. And now, right now, this is going to be a little bit, I gotta focus for this, so I'm not going to be talking too much, but I'll explain it once I get going, once I start actually swimming. Whoops. So now, for whatever reason, I teleported to the bottom of the port because of checkpoint exploitation. And I go behind this collision and through this corridor. We go up here, jump twice. Now we've entered swim glitch because technically we're not supposed to be able to swim like this. I swim to the ship, and now we're swimming in the midair. We're gonna swim all the way to Medusa's gaze and end swim glitch so we can get Medusa's gaze. And we trigger that we trigger that music, so that's a loading trigger as well. We have to trigger that music. So we swim under here. Where are we at? Okay, there we are. Some things didn't load. And now we've reached Medusa's gaze, which is very, very, very important.
Aphrodite.
Kratos, The gods are pleased with your progress.
This is like this
but your
this
current
ability
skills will not be enough to
is
defeat the
absolutely
minions of
integral to the run.
Ares.
It's used in all the high
I
jumps later
offer you
on.
the power to
So we have to
freeze
make
your
we make sure to
enemies
come
where
here.
they stand. But you must earn
This is
such
like
a
one of
gift.
2 magic skills we get in the game during the run. Normally you get 4, but we only need 2. We skip everything else. But we must kill Medusa. Now, the way swimming glitch works is very finicky. The only way to end swimming glitch is to hit a water surface or get stoned. Get stoned by a Medusa. If we get stoned as a Medusa, it'll break us out of the swimming animation. So we're lucky that we can end swimming here. And this fight is pure RNG. I could either get her to bounce or she can just dodge like this all day. And now that we Medusa's head, we can leave here and go back and do swimming glitch again. And the way this works is this is a tutorial mode, so it's going to give me infinite magic, or like a regenerating magic. But we need infinite magic for the run, so I'm not really going to finish this tutorial, so I'm just going to leave. If we can get up there.
Freeze and destroy them all with Medusa's gaze, and the power of the Gorgon will be yours.
I shouldn't have restarted the checkpoint. It's alright. Yeah, we don't got time for these mini games. We stone these 2 boys as a safety precaution because some of the orbs in this game are RNG. Whether they drop, the amount that drops from enemies is RNG. So I want to make sure I have enough. I'll play around with it. Now we're going backwards, back to the port, and we're gonna do some glitch again and get through Athens completely. All we did was come to Athens for Medusa's gaze, and that's it. So everything else can be skipped through swimming. Whoa. Yes, the gods are pleased with his ability to swim through walls. I like to think that Kratos is on his way to work, and he can swim through midair. That's why he's his Tycoonius costume on. This is going to work. So the swim glitch is literally set up the same way. You have to go behind this collision and everything, and then pop up below this deck. Cool. I'm glad that's over, because going through that ship, swimming through that ship can sometimes soft lock your game, and we made it past, so there's no soft locks that can end this run here on out, unless I really screw up. So we continue swimming. We're going to be swimming for the next like 10 minutes. We come up here, hitting these, making these Medusa spawn hits that loading trigger for the next area. So we had to kind of nip that spawn. Please, yes. I'm gonna go down. So pressing select changes your camera to a new camera angle. So we do that every single time. When you see me entering the select screen, it means I'm changing the camera angle, so it's better. This is normally a cutscene where we meet the Oracle here, but we don't got time for that. Go over here. Yeah, this swim is going smoothly. Go down here. We have to make sure we hit a bunch of triggers here. This is very important. Half this game is balancing hitting loading triggers and actually performing the run. If you don't hit a loading trigger, you're screwed. Like, it's bad. This area wouldn't load and I'd have to turn around and go back to that room. It's not a fun time. Now right up here is our first instance where we were going to use our loading time to max our items. So right now I'm going to use my time wisely to throw like 700 points into Medusa's Gaze. And now there's no loading because the game didn't have to load because it was loading when I was upgrading my item. Now we're going to swim through this wall up here. Hit select to change that camera because we need it like this. Swim over these dudes. They can't hit us because they can't reach. They're not very tall. They try to hit me, but they can't. Yeah, swim glitch kind of breaks this game wide open. Wide open. But swim glitch is about to end. The big swim glitch is about to end, so we'll do more. The second half of this run, or the second 3/4 of this run, is really extensive, and jumps and everything. I can't just swim my way to victory. Oh, that sucks. This is a short cutscene, but we definitely shouldn't have seen this. I think I went too far into the doorway. It's alright though. I think it's like a 15-second cutscene. But normally we swim up against the door frame to not hit this cutscene. It's been a while since I've hit that one. I had a feeling it was going to. So we swim through the roof of the unloaded temple, and we swim down a little bit, and now we're gonna hit a hallway. And we swim through this hallway, skipping the harpy puzzle completely. We're gonna load trigger right here. We're gonna go through this little piece of collision right here that's not good. We're going to try and escape and escape. Now we're outside again, and we skipped the Oracle cutscene and the saving Oracle part. And you just swim underneath it. Who's a better swimmer, Echo or Kratos? I think it's Kratos, because I think Kratos saves more time. Echo is that dolphin game that YSG runs, isn't it? A GDQ. Now this little skip right here is kind of it's a loading zone exploit, but basically I hit the loading trigger for the next zone, and I turn around and come over here. And for reasons unknown, when I enter this door, I enter the statue, and I can move on. Now swimming glitch is about to end. That's the first Athens swim glitch. Now we can't progress any further. We have to end swimming here. Yeah, this roll, charge, etc., etc. That's our fastest movement on the ground. And now we're gonna have two Cyclops boys here, and they're gonna give us a ton of orbs. You asshole. Alright. So they give us a bunch of orbs, and these orbs should carry us to maybe another 15 minutes of the run. But having 8 bars of orbs is really good. That's considered good RNG. These winding staircases are a chore because the camera angles change all the time with these things. You just gotta be careful and just walk. You don't want to go through it too quick, or you'll be so disoriented you'll lose time. Do a little hop over here. Now we get another loading. Throw some orbs into this while this place loads. Another one. Or no more orbs, maybe 400. Now we've entered the Desert of Lost Souls, which we're gonna skip completely. Now we max out Medusa's Gaze, and it's going to make things a lot easier. Namely, holding R1 in midair. Because it gives us like a flash, and it's good momentum for our jumps.
Kratos, the journey forward is perilous, but one you must complete if you are to have
I don't know
any
where
hope
why
of
she is.
saving
He hasn't been to a
Athens.
GDQ in
The
forever.
Oracle spoke of Pandora's box. Can it be real?
Can it be
The
real?
box exists. It is the most powerful weapon a mortal can wield.
And with such a weapon, I could defeat Ares.
With the box, many things become possible, and so it is hidden well, far across the desert of lost souls. There is safe passage through the deadly sands, but only
Titan
those
lives.
who hear
It's my
and
favorite line
follow
in the game.
siren's song will
Coming up,
discover it.
Kratos is going to
You
respond.
must find the sirens, Kratos. Only they can guide you to Kronos, the Titan.
A Titan lives.
Kronos is the
A
light.
Titan lives.
Zeus has commanded him to wander the desert endlessly, the temple of Pandora chained to his back, until the swirling sands rip the very flesh from his bones. Stay true to the song of the siren, Kratos. Your journey begins here. Pray it leads you back to Athens, with Pandora's box.
So now Athena wants us to go through this desert and find these
Follow
sirens.
the song of the sirens, Kratos. Find and destroy them all.
Yeah, we gotta find and destroy
And
them
the
all.
path through the deadly sands will be open to
But we're
you.
totally not gonna do that because we don't have time for that. So Athena can just not do that, or just she has to be satisfied with us not killing her sirens because we can just clip through a wall, conveniently too. Cool. I could drop down out of bounds and we can die there. So it's good we got that. So now we skipped that entire puzzle and we skipped this puzzle here. So now we go to this horn and blow it and make this go away. Now this next part, we have to kill a bunch of sirens before we can blow the second horn, but it's going to really show off the power of regenerating magic. It's going to really show off the power. Because right now my magic is regenerating. Not regenerating, it's full already, but you guys can't see it until I use the magic, and I haven't used magic yet, so it's going to be cool. I'm going to go, this fight should take maybe about 5 or 6 seconds if I'm fast. And again, Kratos takes off his suit for this cutscene. He leaves it to the side. And once they spawn, he puts it back on. Yeah, we actually have to kill these sirens, so... But we can do it really fast. That was quick. That was good. You see how my magic was going up? It's because we have regenerating for the rest of the game. Yeah, see it's slowly ticking up. It'll be like that for the rest of the game. It's very, very useful. It's very useful for casual runs if you feel like the game should be easier. Regenerating magic is definitely a good handicap. But for speedrunning, it's absolutely vital. We cannot do any of the high jumps later on without it. To get regenerating mana, you have
Kronos,
to,
the last of the mighty
during the
Titans,
Medusa's Gaze
emerged from
cutscene,
the desert sands.
not cutscene, but the tutorial
On his
minigame
back,
where they explain to you
Pandora's
how the
temple
magic
awaited,
works, they give you
massive,
regenerating magic, and it's
ready
meant to
challenge
end.
all who went in search
It's meant to
of its
end when
guardian
the
treasure.
Minotaurs are killed, but we just escape from it. So we keep the tutorial mode for the rest of the game. The game never undoes the tutorial mode, so we have regenerating magic for the rest of the game. It's really broken. It makes God mode into a joke. His infinite magic is ridiculous. But for speedrunning purposes, it's everything we need for most jumps. And no, this is not a cheat. This is just a tutorial exploit. We'll be right back. My window's open. I gotta close it. Should
For
take like
3
2
days,
seconds.
Kratos climbed the sheer walls of the mountain. He knew he would either recover Pandora's box or perish inside the cursed temple, never to return to the world of man.
Yo, what's up, Waterlord? How you doing, dude? Good to see a familiar face. I like to think that bird is wishing me good luck. That's what he says there. He goes, "Brrr," and I think he's saying good luck. So now another loading trigger, so we dump some orbs. There's a way to skip this cutscene, but it's actually pretty difficult. And this cutscene is only about 8 seconds. It's not a big deal. Now normally we have to go up, talk to that guy, and fight 2 Cyclopses, or 3 Cyclopses, but we don't got time for that. So we're just gonna clip through the box and go up the entrance. So at the current moment, this pyre burner doesn't know who we are. We haven't formally introduced ourselves. He just saw some businessman with suitcases on his back clip through a box and walk into the temple. This is on a timer, so I'm not just wasting time. These archers spawn on a timer because they expect you to be struggling on those enemies. But if you kill them so quick, the archers don't have time to spawn, so the spawn timer needs to tick away before the archers spawn. He's probably telling you to watch your card so you can poop on it. Probably. No loading trigger here. So we have to dump some more orbs. Oh my god, please. Sometimes I can get there unscathed. Normally I can get there unscathed, but if I miss the cycle, we're done. It's just impossible. So now we pull this lever and it makes the crank that spins the rings of Pandora's temple onto the ground. And there's like 45 seconds of turning a crank in this run, so it kind of slows down, but it's alright. Please. So if anybody, if I think my Frankenface Z emotes are loaded, I have an emote just for this. Because we push and pull cranks a lot, so I like when chat makes fun of it, because we have to do it. There's no skipping it. It's called rag crank, I think. Lowercase rag, uppercase crank. Well, not all uppercase, but capital C rank. It should be in your FFC menu if they've loaded it. Now the next thing we're about to get is Medusa's gaze, Artemis's blade, and now the whole game opens up with this weapon, completely.
Artemis.
Kratos, the gods.
This weapon is our key to victory in this run.
To use the blades of chaos well, but they alone
It's
will
used
not
in every high
carry
jump.
To the end of your task. I offer you the very blade I used to slay a titan. Take this gift and use it to complete your quest. Take this weapon, Kratos.
I also have a bunch of
Take this
emotes.
power
I have an
and
emote for
use it
Artemis
to
too.
defeat your enemies.
I made some dumb emotes. I don't know why I made so many, but you can freely use them as you see fit. Now this next section is really intense, like super intense. I'll try my best to explain some of these skips, but once I get going, it's like a blur. It's a very tough segment, a lot of skips. So basically when we go over here and go in here, this is a loading trigger for the next area, so we have to enter this area before. Now we're behind the collision. And this is what's called a Medusa's Gaze high jump. And basically, it's a combination of using different air moves to kind of keep my momentum going. So either I can go farther or higher. And that wasn't a high jump, but it was a longer jump. Camera angles. If anybody's ever played a PlayStation 2 game, you know how bad these camera angles can be. So for this instance, normally we have to pull off this head, go into the sewers, watch a really long cutscene, and then go back to that crank and move the crank so it's in a better position, but we don't really do that in this route because that would waste too much time. We don't have time for this cutscene. So we clip back into this room, easy peas. Let's see if I can get through these saw blades. There's a bunch of saw blades on the ground in the next room. And I'm never usually good at... I'm so dumb. I forgot to do that right. Sorry, though. I was gonna jump off that ledge, slash with my swords, and then jump again. Because that's the way glitch jumps works in this game. Take it slow. Wow, we actually made through it unscathed. Nice. Now this next trick is gloriously inconsistent. Gloriously. I can never get this right. Sometimes it goes right on the first try. I know we can't use Medusas on Gorgons. Wow, that wasn't too bad. It was the second try, but we did. So now we clip out through this wall and jump into this corridor. Alright, that segment's over. Take advantage of an loading trigger. I believe I've upgraded my orbs too much though, so we're gonna have to take our time with the next part. Isn't a two-handed briefcase? It'd be cool if something was like made for the Artemis blade, but I think the briefcase is kind of old to look at, honestly. I kind of wish it didn't force the usage of this costume, but it's whatever. It's what the category demands. Yeah, very intense segment. You gotta pull that crank as fast as possible. Now we have a rolly thing that's gonna flatten us. Normally we have to jump on top of it. But I'm just gonna jump to the ladder because I don't care. I wonder how my time's doing. I don't even know what my time is right now. It can't be good if I second tried some skips in the beginning. It can't be good. Now this next glitch is kind of difficult to explain. I'll try my best, but it's called the blackout glitch, and basically when you upgrade a weapon in this, the game needs to load a new set of blades for Kratos, but we don't want to do that. So what we're gonna do is get our orbs as low as possible. And then I'll explain this trick after. So now we've checkpointed, and now we're going to upgrade the blades, restart the checkpoint, and get through this barrier. we moved Kratos through a cutscene trigger and a battle trigger by using the blackout frames we get from restarting after upgrading an item. Because the game has to unload your sword, but you can move Kratos during that unloading process. So I moved through the cutscene, and it doesn't trigger. Yeah, it's quadrupled red orbs. This also gives a damage upgrade. It also gives a defense nerf, but we manage without it. But more importantly, it gives us quad orbs, and we need quad orbs throughout. Because we need to upgrade our stuff as soon as possible. But all the major upgrading is over. For the rest of the game, I'm always going to have enough orbs. Because this one, like, maxes you out. This gives you a crazy amount of orbs. But the suit is definitely required for the route. We don't actually have to open this one. We don't need that many orbs. So why risk going to that chest and getting killed? Because if I get killed there, I'd have to start completely over. I'd have to start on the loot. We don't want that. It's a waste of time. Please. So this next part, normally we have to go into a room in the next area, get a crank, bring the crank back, and lower one of these boys, and sacrifice him to the fires of Poseidon, I guess. I don't know why that doesn't make much sense, but we have to. So I'm not gonna go get that lever because I don't need that lever. Why would I need that lever when I have high jumping? Yeah, I thought I figured out how to replicate a glitch that I've seen before that cancels this cutscene, but I've never been able to figure it out.
No, please. Let me out of here.
Also, if you guys are fans of Looney Tunes, not Looney Tunes, but Animaniacs, this guy might sound a little bit familiar. I'm pretty sure it's a voice actor from Animaniacs. It's very distinguishable. So again, using Medusa's Gaze is the fastest way to kill most enemies in this game, conveniently. And coupled with infinite magic, it's pretty broken. Not in that room.
Keep me out of there!
I am the god of cranks. Kratos is the god of cranks. Don't you dare hit me, dude.
Not in that room! Oh, please. No. Gods on high, save me from this barbarian! Please! Please!
Now, peculiarly, if that's the word for it, in the PAL version of this game, you actually kill a monster and not a human. Because I guess they wanted to censor it. They wanted to censor the fact that you're actually killing a man, so they made it into just a normal enemy. I think it's better with the guy voice acting, though. And now here we get Poseidon's trident, and now we can swim actually for real. Like, legitimately swim, and not a glitched run. A glitched swim. It's like a real swim. Now this is one of the higher Medusa's Gaze jumps. That little bing you just heard, I'm sorry if it blew your ears out. I don't know why that's playing right now. I swear I turned it off. But if that blew your eardrum out, I'm sorry. Hopefully it doesn't happen again. It usually means I just gotta follow. Which is okay. You guys can follow and all. I just don't know why it's playing that sound. And now, this is gonna be the second swim glitch of the run. This one's a little less extensive. maybe about a minute as opposed to like the 8 minutes that the other one was. But this still does skip some stuff. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna clip into the ceiling right here. Go across the ceiling, get to the other side, go down, and then the camera angle is gonna change. Really wonky, but it's gonna go to this, is what we want. Keep swimming over here. We're gonna see some chains on our left in a second. There they are. Oh, please don't checkpoint me. This swim glitch can go wrong sometimes. It's alright though. This can be inconsistent. You can easily pop into the floor underneath this thing when I'm going underneath. So, it's a common thing. It usually doesn't happen though. Just gotta take her time, honestly. Now we just make our way underneath everything. It's a little wonky, but I'm actually skipping a bunch of stuff. This whole underwater section I'm completely skipping. Can I get that camera angle, please? There we go. It's closer to the wall than I thought. Noted. Continue along. This is just normal. We're back in bounds, so I'm playing the game normally. I'm not cheating anymore. I wonder why that thing is playing. That is so strange. Please get stuck. Now, there was a cutscene that we skipped way long ago, and the trigger for that is at the top of the stairwell, so we just jump over that. Yeah, I have my Game Shark codes on now. No, I guarantee there's no action replay of any sort in this run. It's just the usage of costumes and glitches. Everything the developers gave us the ability to do. The skip is pretty small, but it skips like a room surveying cutscene, which God of War loves to have. God of War can't get enough of these room looking cutscenes where they lock Kratos in place and allow you to not move, so we try to skip them as much as possible. Now normally when you come to the Challenge of Hades, you're meant to summon a bunch of centaurs, kill the centaurs in circles, and then open up this gate, go through this giant maze, kill a bunch of enemies. But when you have Artemis Blade and not screw the skip up, you can just jump right up to the part you need to get to. Oh my god, please. Thank you. Oh my god, dude. Please, not on a marathon run. This lone high jump alone skips like 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes of gameplay. It's very useful for the route. I'm gonna make sure I like slip into this water as opposed to dive into it, because I'm about to show you what I'm about to do like an extra super cool jump. If I can do it right. If I don't break if I break the surface, I can't do the jump. But it's not that much time loss. But it definitely looks cool to look at, so I definitely want to show it to you guys. So I'd much prefer to get it. I totally did it wrong. Again. I just can never get this one right. It's whatever though. Usually you just shoot up the ladder and off screen, and you're like halfway up the ladder. He's basically a swim charge out of the water, so you shoot up the ladder. So now we're nearing about, I would say like the middle 65, maybe like 65% through the game. We're gonna fight the Minotaur very soon. It's called Pandora's Guardian. It's a giant Minotaur. And I missed the loading trigger. I was hitting pause just as the loading trigger came in. I feel so bad. It's whatever. Ooh, I shouldn't have done that. We're good though. We didn't max out the blade. We're alright. Now these rolling balls of fire, you can just roll through them. But I'm like on cycle, so I'm gonna take my time. Yep, we're gonna have to wait for the next cycle. Because we need enough time to open this gate. And we can't be hit with a ball. Now this next glitch is actually just uses the Rage of the Gods. This is the only time in the run where we're going to use this for a skip. But basically, when I enter Rage of the Gods, I can't be knocked back. So I can't be knocked off this rope. So I pop this and the archers can't hit me off the rope. Easy peas. Normally we'd have to go over there and kill those archers. Same with this fight. And they're just a lot of the skips in this series are just skipping over. It's just jumping over barriers, jumping over fight barriers, like forced fight barriers. This one, normally you have to like teeter-totter on these wooden planks, but we don't have time for that, so we're just gonna high jump up to the rope. Also, you can't simply just jump to this ledge. You actually have to hit the top of the rope because there's a loading trigger on the rope. So you have to at least get to a certain height on the rope. And now our big mean Minotaur is gonna bash on this door a bunch of times until we happen to get there, and then he's gonna get through the door. And this is one of the most weirdest looking glitches, but this is actually really a lot of fun to perform because it makes the Minotaur fight really simple. It's super simple. But basically the premise of the entire fight is you have to deal enough damage to the Minotaur to make him get stunned, and then you pull a log shooter and shoot the log directly at him. But using input timing, we can glitch him out to run into the log and skip phases of his fight really quickly. So it's going to look really, really weird for a second, but basically I'm going to be launching logs at him endlessly and ending the fight as soon as possible. I have to launch 3 logs at him. If I do any more than 3, he'll become immortal. If I do any less, I'll have to do another phase. So 3 is a magic number. He needs to be hit in the face with 3 logs. We're not going to fight him at all until after the 3 logs come out. So I gotta make sure I get this timing well. But there's specific points you press R2 and then you pull this log shooter. I think we should have gotten it. If you mistime any part of it, he'll dodge them, and it'll the entire battle will be completely screwed up. So we don't want to ever miss log. And now standing in this position, this exact position makes you completely immune to his attacks. It's the only safe zone for this fight. The Minotaur actually went pretty smooth. And now he's dead. Rip Minotaur. Rest in pieces. You can just stay on that wall. There's kind of like a plot hole with the series, because some people have gone through this temple, because you can see dead soldier bodies all over the place, especially later on, which means that those soldiers would have had to kill this Minotaur to get to the point that they are in the temple, which is a plot hole in itself. Because I definitely just killed the Minotaur, unless the temple revives the Guardian, which I don't think they thought too extensively about that. Now here we're gonna get head for a second time. Kratos needs as much head as possible for the route. See? Told you. He needs head. This is another Medusa's Gaze high jump. This skips a small... Wow, you can hang from that? I didn't know that. This skips a small observation cutscene. And it also skips going down that stairwell.
Your progress is impressive, Kratos. But your skills will not carry you to your ultimate goal. I offer you the souls of Hades itself. The souls of the dead, who stand ready to fight by your side. Take this weapon, Kratos.
Yeah, it's a little bit less okay, the fact that they're dead.
And use it to defeat
Again,
your enemies.
this is another tutorial we can just leave, because the walls in this game are not that high. I don't think the developer has developed around the fact that I can jump really high in this game. So we just leave. We don't have to fight those guys. And I think the game puts me in another tutorial mode, so it's almost required that I skip this tutorial and escape from it to continue using infinite magic. Because if I triggered this and completed it and didn't skip it, I think the run would be screwed. Now we're nearing the end. We're nearing kind of the end of the run. But this is the last time you're going to see me pull a crank like this. Not, we're going to pull cranks just like this later on, but this is the last time we're going to do it on the lower floors of Pandora's Temple. We definitely need to open this. Also, God of War did not develop their button mashing correctly, because they, for whatever reason, R2 is your button to perform actions in this, and it's also your mashing button. And if you guys should try to mash R2 on a PlayStation 4 controller or a PlayStation 3 controller, and tell me how fun that is. It's not. It's a little flippy flappy, and you still have to mash it. It's not fun. We're gonna go through this hallway, skip these dudes, skip these boys. We don't need to fight these boys. What we're gonna do is do this. Hopefully these archers don't hit me. Usually they don't. And now we shine a big light through this, and we cause the entire temple to shift upward. Yes, right, crank indeed. Mashing triggers, yeah. Definitely. I'm glad this is the only game where you mash triggers. God of War 2, way better. You actually mash circle on this one in God of War 2. You know what else is flippy flappy? What is flippy flappy? Nick's fumbles. Yeah, this run has actually been pretty good. I'm not looking at my time or anything, but it's gone relatively smooth. So, nothing too major. Definitely not PvE pace or anything like that, but definitely something I can work with. Definitely a good marathon time. go through these boys again.
Your progress is impressive.
This is a cutscene stack. Basically, if I switch to the Blade of Artemis, I can control Kratos when he puts feet on the floor. So I pull this lever and cause the two voice lines to stack on top of each other, and it saves about 8 seconds. And I also can do that. You can't normally do this.
He'd conquered the lower floors of Pandora's temple, but what lay in wait
Banana.
above would test even the greatest.
I wish I could mute my OBS, because that thing is very annoying. We throw down a Hades magic because these guys are annoying and we gotta keep them busy as soon as possible. So I throw down Hades magic, so immediately when I come out of the cutscene, he's gonna be busy being hit by these Hades. So we gotta skip the next part. You can escape this battle as well. I did not want to do that. What? Excuse me? What? Fine. That was really, really weird. Normally that's a lot smoother, but I was clipping onto the edge and falling. That was strange. It's whatever though.
Kratos had been in service to the gods.
This is the longest
long
cutscene in the
enough to
game.
know the Harpy had been sent as a warning, a reminder from his former master of the decision that.
If you guys want to go get a drink of water or something before coming back, the gameplay's not going to start up for another 3 minutes. It's a long cutscene. It's usually when I use the restroom.
That long since he traded everything.
What's up, Emerald
to save
Ally?
himself.
How you doing, dude? Hope you guys are enjoying the run so far.
Split apart, and the god of war stepped through. Descending from Olympus, he saw the makings of a god in a mere mortal. Ares would save Kratos. He would turn him into the perfect warrior, his servant on Earth. Only a simple pledge of loyalty was required.
My life is yours, Ares. From this day, I shall carry forth your will.
And his fate was sealed.
Cool.
As promised, Ares rescued his new
Yeah, working a bit. All right,
bringing
man.
forth the power of a god. Destroying
Nice,
those
nice.
who
Good to
would
hear, dude.
slaughter
Good to
Kratos
hear,
and his
Emerald.
men.
It's my first marathon, by the way. I figure I dip my toes in the pools of marathons. I've wanted to go to GDQ. I've applied or I've submitted God of War 2 twice, but they've rejected it both times. So I'm not too hopeful. But I have the pleasure and the opportunity of streaming it for this marathon. So I figure, hey, gotta start somewhere.
The chains remained so, chained and seared to the flesh, a part of the bearer's body, a permanent reminder of Kratos'
Yeah, this is a ton of backstory.
In return,
How Kratos
ultimate power.
became a super warrior with blades on the end of
rage
chains.
of Ares exploded from within. But soon, he would learn the true cost of such power.
Now this next
Cost
segment
too
is
high, even for
not
Kratos
inconsistent,
to
but
pay.
this next segment is really hard. So bear with me if I'm silent for a
Wretched
little bit, but
beast.
this segment is really tough.
I know
The
who
Cliffs
it
of
is you
Madness
serve.
are
Return to your master.
they're tough. It's definitely a gate
Tell the
on
god
a
of
run.
war I am his no longer.
Runs are determined through this
Tell
segment.
him he is not safe while
If I can get through this segment
I
unscathed,
will
there's a
find
chance I'll
Pandora's
probably
box.
PB in general, but not this run.
and I will use
I'm
it
definitely way beyond
to see
PB.
him tremble and fall before me.
Stop, please. Now, this is a long loading trigger, so we're gonna dump a ton of orbs in Army of Hades. Archers love to screw with me. Another crank. Another crank. Kratos is in the business of killing gods, pushing cranks with bullet. Swag jump. It's a really risky jump because if you get the angle wrong and don't grip the ladder, you'll fall like a rock. Changing camera. I'm sure the Devil May Cry 3 runner completely understands this. Camera angles are terrible. Terrible in general. Because he fired an arrow there, we gotta wait. Also, Hades magic is exceedingly useful for this route. It's so good. Hades it's just so good. It's my favorite magic in the entire series as well. There's the uses of it are just astronomical. It kills archers and harpies really well, so I love it. So now this is the highest Medusa's high jump in the game. Cool. Not bad. So what I was doing just then between those ropes is more of a skip in terms of swinging, because you need to swing from that rope to reach the next rope, but I just use tactics in midair to make it over there. Again, this is just getting onto the climbing wall as fast as possible. I think if there's a one game that would be in a GDQ, it'd have to be God of War 2, because God of War 2 has no nudity. At least no nudity in the route that's heavily extensive. I mean, actually, this is kind of like a false statement, because there is a ton of nudity later in the run. It's just I don't know. I just don't think God of War would ever be seen in a GDQ again. Maybe it just got bad rep or something, or maybe I'm just unlucky with the submission process, but I don't really have hopes for getting a God of War into a GDQ. We'll see. I'll keep trying for all the AGDQs, because I live near where AGDQ is hosted, like 4 hours away, so it's very convenient. But the other one is in Minnesota, and I just cannot get to Minnesota cheaply, so I'd much rather have it in Virginia. Can this please work? Thank you. Sometimes those jumps are really inconsistent. Now this is one of the few blind jumps in the game. I just have to trust my hands that I'm doing this right. And I use the chest on my right to gauge where I'm at. Alright, we're gonna miss. Oh, we just nipped it in there. That was definitely meant to fail. I'm surprised we actually made it in. Whatever, I'll take it. I will take it. But that skips the Architect's Tomb. The whole puzzle involving using statues on switches and stuff. It's all skipped. Get this down to about 800-ish. Now there's a room observation cutscene here, but we don't have time to do that. So we just go over the trigger. And there's normally like a conveyor belt fight here. But if you walk around, if you walk to the left sides of the roller pins, the rolling walls, you can skip the trigger to start the fight. I'm really low health. I'm gonna probably pick up a chest when we get to Hades. This is Pandora's box skip. With this skip, I jump to the bottom of the corridor and it spawns the box with me on the bottom. It's more of like an exploit of how the game loads. So I put Kratos in the position to load the next area. But normally we'd have to open up that door, have another cutscene, go up to the Pandora's box, have another cutscene. Athena tells us to come to bring the box to Athens, but it's just much simpler to just jump down the corridor and skip all of that. That's actually one of the tougher skips, and we actually did it pretty well, so. So now we have to push the box all the way to Athens. And I have no speed strats for getting it to Athens. I'll try my best, but I don't think we're gonna get this. I'm gonna have to. It's gonna take a long time to get this box back to Athens. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I have to push it at this speed, and we have to go across the entire desert. We have to go through the streets of Athens, all the way to where Ares is positioned at. It's gonna take a long time. See, he's struggling.
Pandora's box was at last freed of its confines. Kratos had found the means to destroy the god of war. Far away in Athens, Ares knew Kratos had succeeded in his quest.
So, little Spartan, you've recovered Zeus's precious box, but you will not live long enough to see it opened. I will see to that. Goodbye, Spartan. You will rot in the depths of Hades for all eternity.
There's no difference between the two roles. One just has a lowercase
As the
u.
life began to leave Kratos, his thoughts returned to that fateful night. Even in death, the memories, the visions.
All right, we're about to. We are entering late game. We're on our way out. This run is almost over.
For how could he forget?
We're gonna go down to
Spilling the
Hades
blood of
because
his
we are
own
not
family.
pushing that box all the way to Athens. Actually,
Cruel
Ares
trick
does it for us,
orchestrated
conveniently.
by the god of war.
But we go down to Hades,
My child.
and then we come up from Hades, and we're back in Athens, and then we go
They
fight
were left in
Ares.
Sparta.
You are becoming all
What's up,
I'd
Ares?
hoped you'd be, Kratos. Now, with your wife and child dead, nothing will hold you back. You'll become even stronger. You will become death itself.
But as the flames consumed the temple, Kratos realized his true enemy was the god who once saved his life. The same god who had now taken everything from him.
Ares!
Yeah, Kratos says Ares a
From this
lot.
night forward, the mark of your
This is Ragnell
terrible
GOW.
deed will be visible
I
to
speedrun
all.
the crap out of the
ashes
series.
your wife
I hold
and
world record in God of
child
War
will remain
2.
fastened to your skin,
I hold world record in a
never
lot of minor
to
categories
be
in the other games.
removed.
I'm trying to learn every
And
route
with
in
that
every game.
curse, all
And
would
someday
know
I'd
for
like
the
to do a
beast
saga
he had
playthrough where I
become.
play all 7
His skin
games, or
white
all
with
6
the
games
ash
of
of
the
his dead
series,
family.
all at once.
The ghost
I think the
of
ETA would be
Sparta
like 8
had
hours
been
for
born.
6 games. Should be pretty sweet.
Nay,
And I'm looking forward to the new God of War coming out.
He
I'm
had
hoping
failed.
it's not too much of a drastic
As the
engine
millions of
shift
Ares
where it
claimed
doesn't feel like God of War, but I have faith.
Kratos'
I have faith they
life
know what they're
faded,
doing.
and his cursed
It's Cory
soul was
Balrog, the original
cast
director
into
of the first 2
fires
games.
of
I think
Hades.
we'll be fine. The new one is going to be fine.
And Kratos fell into the underworld, the river Styx beckoning below. The currents strong
Who
enough
threw it
to
better?
carry even
I
the
think Ares is a
strongest
much
mortal
better shot than
to
anyone
his
else.
eternal resting
I think Ares
place.
could beat anyone in Call of
But
Duty.
Kratos had no intention
Yeah,
of
6 games,
resting
1
there.
controller. 6 games, 1
intended
controller,
to
1
live,
PlayStation 3, and 1
to
capture card,
return to
and 1
Earth
stream.
and complete his quest.
Let go!
Man, a
fool!
saga
You
saga
dragged me
stream
down to that
would
cursed
be
river!
crazy. I feel like
There is a
that'd be
task left
exhausting.
for me above.
I probably get like 10 hours in the first run,
Completed.
maybe 8 if I got good at it. But I do trilogy. I've done trilogy runs where I play God of War 1 through 3. My current personal best in a trilogy run is like 4 hours and 34 minutes, but it's very unoptimized, and I plan to do it sometime soon. Okay, we're gonna open this chest. It's a safety measure. Can't be too safe in a marathon run. Now, this is Hades. Hades is pretty scary. So most times Hades is pretty monk ass. I particularly don't like doing this segment because a lot of things can go wrong during this run, during this route, in this area. Also, you guys are gonna be like, "What the fuck?" Or what? I can't. Sorry, forgive me for cursing. It's a bad habit. What the hell? How is you jumping around? these saw blades so well. It's just I've gone through this so many times. It's no sweat. Just hit me. Thank you. Ow. Oh god. This sucks. I don't like these Harpies positionings. Oh my god, is this for real? I'm just gonna do this. Normally it's never that bad. That was pretty bad. Besides, I need Hades anyway. This next part. This is very unlucky. This is some terrible RNG, honestly. Alright, good. That RNG part's done. Those archers love to hit you and love to not hit you. Normally we have to do a battle here. We haven't got time for that, so we're just gonna go on top of this barrier. We didn't get high enough. Really? Hey, well, excuse me? For whatever reason, we weren't on that barrier. It's like the third time that's happened on this route where I just was not seated on a barrier. I gotta be extra careful, I don't want to fall. One nip of any of these saws will cause me to go straight to the ground and everything will be screwed up. So we always have to be careful here. To do that though. Now there's actually a pattern with the next set of blades, so it should look like I know what I'm doing. I do, because there is a pattern to it. It goes 2 jumps, 3 jumps, 3 jumps, 3 jumps, 2 jumps. Gotta wait out the cycle again. We have to find the perfect positioning to start this jump. So you see this 6th set of saw blades. This is our visual indicator of where we start. Now we're gonna do 2 jumps. 1, 2. This to pass. 1, 2, 3. This to pass. 1, 2, 3. Wait for this one to pass. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're done. See, it's very easy. You just have to find the right position where to start. This next part, we have to fight 10 satyrs. So the combo I use is circle, circle, block, because it cancels his animation. It cancels the attack animation, that you can output damage pretty well. Now normally we're supposed to make 10 of these pillars spawn, but we technically only need 8, but I'm gonna be safe about this. Because if I fall or mess up the high jump at all, I'm gonna have to do this all over again. So it's a little risky, but I don't want to risk it for a marathon. See, and then the reason why we do jumps is because these guys take forever to spawn. Alright, we're almost out of A's. We're like right there. Hopefully we can do this rope jumps coming up. But basically we have to climb a big rope. And if I can do it correctly, I can jump off the rope, slash in midair, and jump and still gain height faster than if I just climbed it normally. Oh yeah, I just don't want to curse that much. Especially in a large group of people. I do it in my stream all the time, but I just don't want to make it a habit. If I'm gonna be doing marathons, at least semi-consistently, I want to like develop a mindset where I don't curse. Fair enough. Gotcha. So I can't strip naked. Okay. Oh my god, we actually got. Never mind. We almost got the second blackout glitch, which is a tough skip. That's whatever. But yeah, I got what you're saying. So fuck it.
Who are you? Now that is an interesting
I got you.
question.
Cool.
But for now, you must hurry.
Normally we can skip this
Athens
cutscene
needs you.
if I'm good at
How
the
did you
game,
know
but
Athena isn't the
I don't really
only
know what
god
happened
keeping
there.
watch on you, Spartan?
I felt like I did it right.
Complete your task.
But this saves about 30 seconds, but I've never consistently gotten on a run, so I just don't count it within the route. I just don't care. I don't run this game as extensively as I run God of War 2, but I still do a pretty solid job on it. I can still get a decent time. This skips the small battle trigger. Normally some Cyclops and Minotaur spawn there. Really weak ones too. It's actually a pretty cool moment in the casual run when you come back here, because all the enemies are really weak and you're really, really powerful. You like run through these guys. Stop rolling like that, dude. Alright, we're about to fight Ares, boys. We're like right at the end. Now we're gonna put our checkpoint here just in case. We don't want to die. We open this chest because there's a loading trigger here, and this is the best way to use our time.
Kratos had traversed the desert of lost souls.
Yo, what's up, Zarka?
Bested the deadly traps of Pandora's temple and escaped Hades.
How you doing, my
itself.
dude? Wazarka's one of my
There was
favorite
but
mods
one task
in my channel. He's a pretty cool dude. He knows Brazilian and he knows English, which is like, it's so good.
Cast your favor on Athena.
With like a speedrunning community that's like 95% Brazilian, Wazarka is a weapon.
Now, even Pandora's box
He's a
is
weapon,
mine.
and he helps
Would
me
you
out a
have
lot,
me
and I
use it
appreciate
against Olympus
everything he does for the
itself?
channel. He's cool.
Kratos, returned even from the underworld. Is this the best you can do, Father? You send a broken mortal to defeat me, the god of war?
Exactly. If Wazarka sticks around, no, I don't want to put that on Wazarka, but essentially he could. But
After thousands of years,
you see when he opened that box, this is where all the events begin of the entire series. All the reasonings of why Zeus wanted Kratos dead started with the opening of that box. It's the context of the entire series.
You are still
He's running
just a
Predator
mortal.
Concrete Jungle.
Every bit as weak as the day you begged me to save your life.
I am not the same man you found that day.
The monster you
The
created.
monster you've created has returned to kill you.
You have no idea what a true monster is, Kratos.
Alright, this is Monka S moment. So you guys can type Rag S if you want to, because this is super scary. Kratos is shaking in his boots because he's got like, Ares got these tentacle things.
Your final lesson is at hand.
This next fight isn't too bad, but what we want him to do is start talking and not stop ever talking. If we can talk lock him, he could be defeated really easily. See? He likes to talk shit a lot, so I lock him in the animation. Oh god. Okay, good. Thank you, Hades Souls. You guys are the best. You just saved it. This Hades Souls knocked him, so his fire never reached me.
Let the rage of the gods
Alright, Ares 1 is dead. Now we're on to the Clone War. Oh my god, all those Rag S's. You are no warrior.
I have taught you many ways to kill a mortal, Kratos. Flesh that burns.
And this has been fun. I've had fun with this run. You guys are a great audience.
But to break a man's spirit utterly destroy him. Do you recognize this place, Spartan? The location of your
I don't know, just not having splits on my stream, I don't know, it's like not the most unstressful situation ever. If I had splits on my screen, I'd be like freaking out, be like, I'm so red right now, but there's no splits. It's awesome. I love it. I love it.
His past stood before him.
Kratos! What's happening? Where are we?
By the gods, can this be real?
Yeah, feels bad, Kratos.
Daddy!
Ares, there is nothing you can put in my way to stop me. I will save my family.
This is pretty much nothing. I just gotta use Hades souls over and over again and hit them. The family rarely gets hit any more than like 2 or 3 times, but it's not enough damage to really do anything. This is easy mode, by the way. We just pop Rage of the Gods, because why not? Wow. I like to call this segment the sweep. Kratos sweeps them up. Because all I need to do is one circle and they die instantly. And it looks like Kratos has a broom. He's sweeping them up. So the family got damaged a little bit more than I wanted to. But it doesn't matter in the end, as long as you reach the end.
He had saved his family.
Kratos, please take us home.
Do you see, God of War? You took them
Wazarka, I literally was reading the chat, and right when I read, "Do you see God of War?" Kratos said it. And it was like the weirdest thing. You always have the timing right. Even though the timing wasn't directly to me, I just happened to read it.
I didn't want them to die.
No price is too high for what I offered. And you rejected
A
me.
god!
A god! Now, you will have no power.
No magic.
All that is left for you is death!
No.
Oh, not again.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't have time to hug the family. They have enough health that they'll survive. Most runs they'll survive. Now this next segment is a combination of RNG and execution. So basically,
The battle was not over. The gods, it
when
seemed,
when
had
Ares spawns in the next
finally
fight,
Kratos.
he can do one of 3 things. He could teleport, he can fireball, or he can run up and attack me. I think it's fireball or attack. Basically 3 outcomes. We want him to teleport. If he teleports, it's considered perfect RNG. If he doesn't, it's considered bad RNG. There. So, not bad. So now, using this, we can just kill him instantly. We needed him to teleport for that, though. And the game is pretty much over now. But it's not time yet. I'll tell you when time's coming. Time is the throne.
Your time of greatest
When we sit on the throne, that's time.
I haven't forgotten, Ares.
I'll let you know.
I remember how you saved me.
That night, I was
This is another long cutscene. So we got maybe about 6 minutes left in the run. Maybe 5 minutes.
You succeeded.
No, you don't have to just sit. Yeah, you got a little bit. I'll let you know. When you see me start moving with Kratos, that means it's within the minute that I'm gonna time it. I'm gonna hit time. But these cutscenes are pretty long. This is the last big one. It's a good series though, dude. You should play it again. Just speedrun it too. Everyone in this chat should speedrun this series right now. Pick it up. No, I'm kidding. You guys, this is a good series, but the community is very, very, very small. I believe I'm the only English speaker, like fluent English speaker in the God of War speedrunning community. The only one. The rest of them are Brazilian. It's just the weirdest thing. Brazil loves this game. Loves it.
The city had been saved and would thrive again.
Well, yeah, active runners, yeah. If you look at, if you want to,
could not be
what do you mean?
For Kratos, for as he sought to rebuild his soul with the help of the gods.
Yeah, a long time ago though. He hasn't done it before. He hasn't done it recently. But if you go on the leaderboard for God of War 3, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about.
You have done well, Kratos. Though we mourn the death of our brother, the gods are indebted to you.
We promised your sins would be forgiven, and so they are.
It's a fun series. It's a fun series to run. There's a lot of intense high jumping.
No god
it's very extensive. There's tons of guides, tons of resources. It's very easy to get into.
In the end, knowing the visions of his past would never.
Is it picking up your audio? Is it picking up your speaking? Is this your speaking voice going through your restream or from mine?
The gods of
because
Olympus
I'm just saying, can you hear yourself on the stream? Because I don't know if the audio is going through my thing, and you can hear you.
Now there is no hope.
Okay.
And Kratos cast himself.
Yeah, they don't hear you.
The highest mountain in all of Greece.
Let's see if I can.
After 10 years of
Since we have a little bit of
suffering,
time, I might as well
10
fix
years
this
of
now. I forgot
endless
about
nightmares, it would finally come to an end. Death would be his escape from madness.
All right, maybe they should be able to. They should be able to. Oh God, it looks like it's playing twice.
Kratos was not as it seemed.
That's not.
The gods had other plans.
I'll figure it out later. When we set up for God War 2, we'll figure it out.
Born aloft like a feather, Kratos found.
Sorry, audience, you guys can't hear your boy, but don't worry, he's okay.
You will not.
No, I was just talking to myself, Emerald.
The gods
I have
cannot
2
allow
personas
one
that I
who
talk
has
to.
performed such service to perish by his own hand.
I think I
Ares'
muted
tactics
it.
were
I'm pretty
brutal.
sure it's good now.
His
I'm pretty
path
sure I
of
muted that
destruction
so
had
they
to be
can't hear it.
But now there is an empty throne.
There's another
in
guy
Olympus,
speaking, but you guys can't hear it because
and
my
a
audio
new
settings were
god of
screwed up
war
because I'm
is
dumb
needed.
and I didn't really think about it. I thought you guys wouldn't notice it.
Take these
I was kind of
stones,
hoping you guys
Kratos.
wouldn't notice it.
They lead to your ultimate reward.
Sorry though, we'll fix it. Alright, now I'm gonna gain control of Kratos, so be ready. We're heading to the throne. Oh God, throne movement sucks. Alright, we're nearing it. About 3, 2, 1, time. Really? That's not bad. I didn't do half bad. It's not a bad run. Alright, cool. That's God of War, everybody.
Whenever men rode forth to battle,
We got a 128, by the way.
for
Because
evil,
they can't hear you.
they did so under the watchful eye of the man who had
True.
defeated a god.
Didn't think about that.
They were driven forward by Kratos, the mortal who had become the new god of war.
Okay. They're gonna go to a transmission, and then they're gonna take the stream down for a few seconds, but they should be back up really soon. But this is an intermission time.